My name is Briana Scott. I am the regional admissions counselor for Lamar University. So I service the San Antonio area along with the South Texas area. So I cover all the schools in San Antonio all the way down to right about the valley. So Corpus Christi, Portland, all of those areas. So I am going to disable the chat. So if you guys have any questions, I just want to make sure that you guys save those questions until the end of the presentation. That way we can just make sure there are no interruptions or anything like that. I'm also going to leave my email address so that if we don't have a chance to get to your question, that you guys can just shoot me an email with any other questions that you may have, okay? So I'm pretty much going to give Alyssa the floor to kind of start her presentation, and we'll go from there.
All right, thank you. So good morning, everybody. It's still morning time. My name is Alyssa Overbey. I am a regional admissions counselor here at Lamar. So I service the Fort Worth areas, the Texas Panhandle, all of Oklahoma, and the East Texas area as well. I did graduate from Lamar myself. My mom also did, so pretty well involved with Lamar. So this presentation is going to be for students that have already been accepted into the university, kind of give you an idea of what you should be focusing on now, your next steps, and that sort of thing. So let's see. It seems like it has frozen on me. Oh, there we go. So your next steps, there's actually a checklist that you can go to. And if you go to visit Lamar or lubound.com, you will be able to see this checklist. But essentially, we're going to run through all of these things. So, you know, you can kind of get a good grasp on what each of them are, what you have to do for each of them. So we're going to run through how to activate your Lamar email. I know that tends to be a little troublesome for some students. Financial aid, scholarships, housing, your meningitis vaccine that you have to get, and then just some student orientation stuff, some updates for that, and then also student life. So when it comes to activating your Lamar email, you should have received an email from our IT department. They send that out typically a few days after you get accepted with the instructions on how to set up your account, how to find your username, how to find your password. I did list them all right here though. So if you need to take a picture or a screenshot of this, definitely do so right now because this will help you through like step one through the very end of getting everything set up. But your Lamar email account is pretty important. This is the only way that financial aid will reach out to you. So if you are applying for financial aid, definitely set this up. You don't want to miss any important notifications from them. But after you become a student, it's pretty important as well because you'll use it for your courses. You also use this to sign into the housing portal, the scholarships portal, and a lot of stuff. So you're definitely the three things that you want to remember: your LEA username, your LU ID number, and then your passwords for those. And then for financial aid and scholarships, I know this is also typically another big subject for students. You know, you want to see what your financial aid package is going to look like. So make sure if you have not already, you submit your FAFSA at fafsa.ed.edu.gov. If you are a TASFA student, we do also offer the applications on our website. They are offered in either English or Spanish to be most convenient for you. To be able to find that, you can actually just go to lamar.edu/financial aid. And then if you hit forms and then click links, you should be able to see the download, the PDF download for both the English and Spanish versions. And then after you get your package, you should receive an email from financial aid to let you know that your package has been uploaded. And then you can go to your self-service banner to view that. For scholarships, we do offer a lot of so we offer typically more than $10 million a year. You will have to set up your Lamar email account, of course, for this, but most scholarships are going to be based on academic achievement. We do have some, I know like the Smith-Hudson scholarship that is going to look at more of a broad, holistic view, but there's quite a few. There's over 600 for incoming freshmen, so you definitely have a lot of opportunities. And then to submit that scholarship application, you would just go to your My Scholarships portal and then log in, and then it should prompt you to complete the general scholarship application. If a list pops up after you submit that, make sure you do submit each of those because that puts you in the running for all of those. So if you ever have any questions about financial aid or scholarships, most of our advisors for both of these departments are working from home currently with everything going on. So just make sure you shoot them an email, financialaid@lamar.edu or scholarships@lamar.edu. Pretty easy to remember, and then they'll definitely be able to help you out. So if you are like me, maybe growing up in a single parent household where money is like a big thing and you really need to make sure that you budget correctly, or maybe you just want to learn more about financial aid and all the different terms so you don't possibly get yourself into something that you didn't want to do. We do offer a free resource for admitted students. It is called Financial Avenue. Within this, you can actually log in and then take different courses like psychology of money, foundations of money, college and money, the FAFSA, loan guidance. So that way, if you are taking out some loans, you can fully understand what is the difference between subsidized and unsubsidized, and when would I start repaying them, and all of that kind of things. Some of the courses are going to be offered in Spanish for any of our Spanish-speaking students. So definitely log into this if you have any questions. You can actually get to this by going to the LU Connect portal, going to where you see this little icon. It'll say Financial Literacy Program, and you just log in with your Lamar email account and that same password that you've already set up, and then you can start taking all of these courses to fully understand any loans before you get into them, that kind of thing. So moving on to a really exciting topic that I like to talk about, and that's going to be housing. And I like to talk about it just because we kind of differ a lot between other universities. The majority of our rooms are going to be set up like this floor plan on the left-hand side. So you and your roommate have your own private bedroom. You have a door. It has a lock and everything. So if you bring your Xbox, your PS4, computer, whatever it may be, whenever you go to class, you know that you can lock it up, and nobody can get in there to get your stuff. Because sometimes you don't know your roommate and you might be a little shy with that at first, and that's totally okay. There is a living room for you guys to share and hang out in. There is actually a thermostat right here, pretty important to live in Texas where it gets hot, so you can control the temperature how you prefer it. And then my favorite part, there is a bathroom in there that you share with just your one roommate, so you won't be having to go share a bathroom with 100 other people or anything like that. If you are looking for a more affordable option, if you look at the floor plan on the right-hand side, we do offer some rooms like this. So there would still be one room with just one person in it, but the other room has a bunk bed in it. So it does change up the shape of your living room a little bit, but as you'll see on the next slide, you can choose your roommate for the most part. So if you get in this room and you know everybody and you're saving money, I mean, that's not that bad of a thing. The prices are listed over here on the left-hand side for this upcoming year. So just, see, there is a pretty big difference between the bunk bed room and the regular room. But if you don't specifically request a bunk bed room, I will let you know you automatically get put into the regular rooms. A little bit more information about housing. So the application is open. There is going to be a $150 housing deposit to secure your room. So you pay that whenever you submit the application, but that money is actually given back to you on your student account the first day of classes. So it's kind of just like an advance on your payment for housing. Like I said, you can have a preference in your roommate. So while they always try to guarantee that you get the roommate that you want, definitely try to let us know in advance if you want to, room with my specific, because once everything starts getting kind of full, it's a little bit harder to move people around. You can bring your vehicle as a freshman. Make sure you get the parking pass. You do have to live on campus your first year unless you are approved otherwise. If you are interested in learning what might, get you out of living on campus, if that's really not what you want to do, you can go to the housing website, fill out the waiver, and then submit it to the housing department. Typically, it's going to be students that are local or maybe have some medical problems or something like that. But if you live kind of far away, I know for like my Fort Worth students, you're definitely going to have to live on campus your first year. But studies do show that you actually have a better retention rate, your grades are better because you're right there on campus if you ever need anything. All your bills are paid, so your cable, your Wi-Fi, your internet is there, your furniture comes included, laundry is also included, so you just go and throw your stuff in the washer and push the button. You don't have to worry about quarters or a money card. There is a full-size kitchen in each dorm hall, so if you want to actually cook for yourself, you can do that as well. Just keep in mind, you do have to have your Lamar email activated to apply for housing. And then dining on campus, so we do have quite a bit of varieties when it comes to food. As you can see over here, we have Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, Jason's Deli, Starbucks, Papa John's. All of these places you can actually use your meal plan for, so you won't have to worry about blowing out your credit card to go get some Chick-fil-A or anything like that. The pricing for meal plans are right here on the left-hand side. I will say typically the meal plan that is most popular is actually the cheapest because it gives you the most money to spend at the little cafes around campus. So you would get $450 to spend at Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, and that kind of thing, while also still getting meals in the dining hall. So new student orientation, I know this is something that is coming up pretty quick, so hopefully you're excited for that. I do want to say that all upcoming orientation sessions will be given in a virtual format. They are working out all the logistics of that, and if you have already registered, just know they're going to be in contact with you. But it is a really great way for you to really get an in-depth view of Lamar University and all the information that you need coming in as a new student. The dates over here are listed. So there's June 20th, 27th, July 18th, 24th, and 31st. There is also a transfer orientation. So if you're going to sign up for that, incoming freshmen, you do have to attend. So just make sure you go to lamar.edu/orientation. And then this is typically where you get your class schedule. So sometime around orientation, this is where you're going to find out what classes you're actually going to be enrolled with and be advised with your advisor and everything like that. So on to the next topic, a topic that a lot of people don't like. You do have to get your bacterial meningitis shot. I know shots are never fun. As you can tell, Big Red got a little sucker over here after getting his shot. But it is required by the state, and it's for your protection. If you haven't heard of meningitis, it's a really bad thing. So you definitely want to get that. You do have to be immunized at least 10 days prior to the start of classes. If you got one maybe a couple years ago, we can still use that one as long as it's within the last 5 years, it's still valid. Just make sure that you can see the name of the vaccination, the name and address of the medical facility, and the day and month and year that you received the shot. You can either send it to immunization at lamar.edu, or if you want to just send a picture of it to your admissions counselor, we can get it turned in for you as well. So when it comes to tuition, I know this is also something that a lot of students like to know, like you want to know how much you're going to be paying. So this is usually a good roundabout, ballpark for what you are going to be paying per semester. And this would be if you lived on campus, you took 12 hours, so it is for full course load. Your tuition is going to be around $4,800. This is your room. So this is just a standard 2-person private bedroom room. And then this is your meal plan. And then this is just an estimated amount of money that you will be spending for books and supplies. So in total, about $9,700 per semester. I do want to talk about some important deadlines. So we do have 2 payment dates, as you can see over here. Typically for incoming freshmen, your loans if you do get any loans, might not hit right away. So if you need to make any payment plans or anything like that, just make sure you contact the cashier's office before this date. Because if you don't make any payment arrangements, you might risk dropping your classes, and you don't want to do that. So just make sure you contact them. We do offer a payment plan where you can do it in 4 installments throughout the semester. And then after you get enrolled in classes, that's when you'll be able to see how much money you're going to be paying for tuition. If you're going to live on campus, that will actually not hit until August. So just keep that in mind. And then moving on. So for campus resources, we do have quite a lot of things that you can get involved with and kind of help you throughout your way. The biggest one I want to point out is going to be STARS. And that is just because that is where our free tutoring exists. So if you start to struggle, please get help. You are paying for these classes in college. It's a little bit different than high school. So, don't get a D and have to retake that class if you can go get a tutor. We do also have a career and testing center. So if you're going for an internship interview or maybe just for a full-time job interview for, close to graduation, they can help you with resumes, your cover letter, mock interviews, and everything like that to help get you prepared. We do also offer a disability resource center. So if you have any learning disabilities, maybe you might need accommodations for them, we can definitely help you out with that. We do have an undergraduate advising center. You do have to be advised every semester. So you're going to be kind of, familiar with your advisor and everything, and they are there for you if you ever have any questions, maybe about changing your major, classes, or anything like that. And then one big resource I really want to talk about is going to be Cardinal Communities. This is, what like the first year seminar is, this is our equivalent to that. So it's a really good thing to get involved in. It's a group of approximately 20 students. You are going to have at least one course with them. So you're going to see these people on a frequent basis. But it's basically just to give you a support system from day one. You do have a peer mentor and a faculty mentor. Some of them are going to be major-based, some of them are interest-based. So, if you're a business student, or maybe if you're really into conspiracy theories, there's one for that. So a lot of variety. Like I said, it just gives you that support system from day one. So you don't have to try to make new friends and find people that you can study with and all that kind of stuff, because it's kind of already given to you. So it's definitely really, really helpful. And students do tend to have better grades whenever they do or participate in Cardinal Communities. So if you're really, really into having good grades, then definitely join one of those. So for health and safety, we did want to talk about this a little bit because you definitely want to make sure that you're coming to a safe university. So we do offer a shuttle service in case maybe you don't have a car your freshman year. We do have a shuttle that will provide you transportation around campus, but it also takes you to the local HEB, the local mall, and everything like that, so you can get your resources. We do actually have our own police department. We typically have about 23, 24 commissioned police officers on our campus, and we typically have about that many in-campus security officers as well. They are patrolling 24/7, bike, foot, car, anything. So they're definitely there to help you if you ever need anything. And then we do also have our own health center. So if you get sick on campus and maybe your primary care physician is 5 hours away, you can actually go and see somebody. They have a pharmacy and everything like that. So if you need some medicine, cold medicine, whatever it may be, they are your people. And the charge actually gets put onto your student account, so it's not something that you have to pay for right then and there. So student life at Lamar. So one thing that I really like to tell students is your experience is only going to be what you make it. So if you just come to Lamar or any school, wherever you go, and you just go to class and you go back to your dorm and you just sit there, you're going to be a little bored. So make sure you put yourself out there. We have a lot of stuff for you to get involved with. We have Greek organizations, we have professional organizations, we have a Pokemon League. So we have a lot of things for you to get involved with. We have a lot of activities that go on. I know we've brought in snow from Colorado a few times. We've had a kangaroo on campus at one point, crawfish boils, a lot of stuff. So just put yourself out there, go meet some friends, and I promise you, you're going to have a great time. It is really beneficial to get involved. It kind of opens you up to networking with people, especially if you join something that goes along with what you're majoring in. Then you get to network with people that are going to be in your profession. So we do offer quite a few study abroad opportunities if you are one of those people that want to go to a different country and explore new things. We typically do about 20 trips a year, about to 15, 16 different countries like that. One of the coolest things I can say about our study abroad is typically I thought you would just go stay in a hotel, but you and your group, you stay with the family that lives there, so you're fully submerged into the culture, and it's just a really good experience. It can last from 2 weeks to a full semester, kind of whatever you're aiming for. And then we do have a lot of undergraduate research. So we are one of 29 Carnegie schools, which is a really big deal. So if you are somebody that wants to get into a lab and look at stuff under a microscope, find a cure for cancer, cleaner drinking water, we definitely are your people. We have a lot of research that you can do. You can actually get involved your freshman year. You don't have to just be a junior or senior or anything like that. But you pair up with a faculty member and you do research and you get to be in the lab and everything like that. So just know we offer quite a bit of research opportunities if that is what you want to do. And then I'm sure you've all heard of the Freshman 15. So definitely, go to our rec center if you want to work out. We have a lot of things for you to do. There is a 43-foot rock climbing wall if you're into that and not scared of heights. And we have an indoor track, basketball racket room, volleyball courts. All of this is free for you to use. You kind of already pay for it whenever you pay for your tuition. So definitely use it. They even rent out canoes and tents and stuff like that if maybe you want to go camping, because there are some pretty cool places in the Beaumont area to go camping. So for athletics, we are Division I. We're part of the Southland Conference. These are all of our NCAA sports right here that we offer at the D1 level. If you are interested in this, definitely reach out to your admissions counselor so we can give you the contact information for the coaching staff. But we also have spirit teams, we have intramural sports and club sports. So maybe if you're not wanting to make a big time commitment to NCAA, you can still get involved and be active. I know our men's soccer, for our intramural men's soccer, they tend to do pretty good. So all of that is there for you in case you're interested. And then we're going to move on. That was actually the last slide for this presentation. And we're just going to move on to questions that you guys might have now.
Alrighty, thank you, Alyssa, so much for your presentation. So one question that I have for you, a student just submitted and asked, do I have to submit my TSI before I sign up for orientation?
So if you have already taken your TSI, I would definitely submit it as soon as possible. That is going to help them place you into courses. So for example, maybe if you don't want to, chance taking any college readiness classes or maybe any lower level classes that you might not need to take, we definitely need those TSI scores. There is, if you go to our website and you search for TSI, there is a way for you to just kind of put your TSI information in there, and then we're able to pull it and put that onto your account. But definitely send that to us, yes.
All right, I have another question that asks, how do I get involved on campus?
So usually, I believe at orientations, of course, we're going to do virtual orientations. They do have like the organizations out there, but usually within the first couple of weeks, there's also an organization fair for you to kind of figure out like what organizations we have, what you want to be a part of. There is also an involvement quiz that you can take. So it kind of asks you like what you're interested in, like community service, that kind of stuff. And it'll give you a list of organizations that may be a good fit for you. And then you can always reach out to them about, hey, when it's your first meeting, how can I get involved, that kind of thing.
All right, and then I have one more question that asks, if I'm already involved with dual credit classes at Lamar, do I still need to submit a TSI exam?
That is a very good question. If you want to send your email into the chat real quick to the host, we will actually follow up with you. I don't want to tell you one way or the other. Typically, I don't deal too much with dual credit students at Lamar right now. So send your email, and then I will definitely reach out to you with the answer to that question.
All right, and then I have another question that asks, when is move-in day? With the current situation, will it be delayed or will it stay the same?
So we have not heard anything from the housing office in regards to move-in day. So as of right now, it is still on, which it is always the Friday before classes start, which I believe classes start the 16th this year of August. So that would make it like the 13th or something like that, I believe. But it's always the Friday before classes start. If there are any changes to that, the housing office will definitely make sure that they email you. And then your admissions counselor can also be like that contact person, let you know, hey, something has changed. But as of right now, like I said, we do not anticipate any changes.
Okay, does anybody have any last minute questions that they want to send in the chat? I believe that we are currently running out of time. Oh, I got one more question that says, where can we sign up to be in a sorority?
So each one is going to differ. They're going to have what you call a rush period, and they'll kind of put that information out there. So depending on what sorority you're interested in joining, they'll display it around campus whenever they're going to have their rush period.
Okay, and now I'm getting a lot of questions, but I want to make sure that we're gonna have enough time. You guys, if you guys have any more questions, I did put my email in the chat. It's gonna be bscott8@lamar.edu. Definitely make sure, because I want to make sure you guys, your questions are getting answered. So please make sure that you submit those questions to me in my email. You can also text me at 409-790-4953. And I definitely put that, make sure, can you see that? You can see that, right? Okay. Definitely make sure you can see that. I have another question that says, to get a parking permit, do I need to have insurance in my name? Yeah, that one's.
So when I filled out the housing, or not the housing, sorry, quarantine has my mind going a little fritzy. But when I filled out the application for the parking pass, it did not ask me about any insurance. But that is not saying that they don't want it. You should have insurance. As long as it's like your car is covered, you should be okay.
Yeah, I think on that, I'm sure every time I've signed up for a parking permit, I wasn't required to have proof of insurance. So
yeah. They definitely want you, they ask for your driver's license though, so make sure you actually have a valid driver's license. Any other questions?
Yeah, there are a lot actually. There was another one. I want to make sure we don't run out of time. Okay, there was another one that says, how would I go about letting housing know that I need to be put in the Scholars Tower? I'm wondering if you're referring to the Honors College.
Yes, so the Scholars Tower, Campbell Hall, they should automatically put you over there, I believe. Or there might be a way for you to select that hall, but I think when it comes to our scholarship students, especially if maybe you're in like Maribel scholarship, the housing office is going to help facilitate and make sure you get into the right dorm or residence hall.
Okay, and then I'm gonna make this one my last question. Definitely make sure if I did not get to your question, please, please, please make sure that you submit those questions to me through my email. Once again, it's gonna be bscott8@lamar.edu. I did put it in the chat, as well as texting to my phone number 409-790-4953. And then somebody just asked, what's your opinion on actually bringing a car to campus and parking on campus? And we have like 2 minutes left.
So I'll make this really quick. It's not a necessity. I was a transfer student, so I never lived on campus, so I commuted, and it was definitely needed for me. So if you are going to be a commuter student, you might want to get your parking pass and stuff like that. But if you live maybe far away, or Houston, Fort Worth, you're going to meet people that have cars. So maybe your roommate might even have a vehicle, and then y'all can just go grocery shopping together. But like I said, there is a shuttle that will take you to the grocery store, it'll take you to the mall. So it's not a necessity. But parking was usually pretty decent. Like, it's not like you're not going to be able to find a parking spot or anything. I never had that issue. So.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up because we have 1 minute left. I want to thank you, Alyssa, for giving an amazing presentation for our admitted students. And I want to reiterate, there are going to be more virtual sessions going on there's going to be a student panel about housing, financial aid, majors, tutoring. So head to lamar.edu/visit. That's going to have all of the upcoming sessions that we have, as well as make sure that you follow our admissions pages at Lamar U Admissions on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just to kind of get you guys, all covered with our posts, keeping you updated with the things that are going on campus. But yeah, make sure you forward me guys those questions at bscott8@lamar.edu or text me. And I want to thank you guys for joining our session today. And I hope we were able to answer all of your questions. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end this session now. Thank you, you guys.
Bye, guys.